moment, and just to give you a sense of how important this is to the whole university, I want to recognize the many regents in our audience: Constance Rice, Blaine Tamaki, Rogelio Riojas, Linda Rhodes, Leonard Forsman, Alexis Harris, the faculty regent, Dave Zeke, and our student regent, Kendra Rustin. Thank you so much for all the support that you give us all the time. And we also have just so many dignitaries and so many folks from across the university in the audience. I can't possibly, but all of our deans, our provosts, vice presidents, VPs, stand up for a second. I want to tell you a little secret. They do the real work. Thank you so much. This is my absolutely favorite annual tradition, and it's so wonderful to see so many familiar faces and some new ones, and that's what it's all about, is putting all that together. And I'm not going to sugarcoat things. These are probably the most challenging times I can think of, and we've had a lot of challenging times, no question about it. But we need to, especially during challenging times, to take a moment to celebrate, to build joy, to build community, because that's what will give us strength, because it's going to be a hard time for a while, let's just be honest. And so we need to put that aside for a second and focus on this fabulous, fabulous community that we have here. And as you see our students, you will recognize that when we get to the other side of this moment, our future is bright, no question about it. I want to thank you all for your incredibly your caring, your attention, your support. These are precious gifts that you're giving to our students, and quite frankly, to all our community. They represent a promise to them and to each other that we remain dedicated to our values. Our values do not change, even in the face of opposition and pushback. There's no question. There are times when you can run, and there are times when you stand still a little bit more. But we keep moving forward, no question about it. And we are steadfast in our commitment to the success of the fabulous students that you're going to hear about tonight. And we're also never going to stop achieving our vision and working towards our vision of creating an equitable learning environment for all our students. There are some people out there who will tell you that diversity and excellence are in opposition to each other. They go hand in hand. There are people who will tell you that access and excellence are in opposition to each other. This university is about access to excellence. You can't have one without the other. And that commitment is rock solid. And so celebrations like this one matter. But so does the incredible work that we do day to day. Many of you unrecognized, many in the background, because that's what contributes so much. That's what allows us to have something so amazing to celebrate. And through your teaching, learning, service, and philanthropy, you have opened countless doors to students. You make it possible, for example, for students to actually engage in things like research and volunteer work, etc., because they might not have to work quite as many hours a day because of the scholarships that they get through OMAD. There's no question. And your impact matters today, and it'll matter for generations, for the people whose lives will change because of the opportunities of our student experience happens right now. I can tell you, for example, one of my own students who was recognized here, I don't know how many years ago, and she is now she came here, she had come to the U.S. With her mother from Mexico. They were partly leaving from domestic violence. She lived in a car for a number of years. She came here, and her goal was to be a bank teller. that seemed like a high bar. And there's nothing wrong with being a bank teller, I want to be clear. Nothing wrong with that at all. But, you know, she was in a class with me, she asked the best questions possible. I asked her to come do research with me. She got a full ride scholarship for a clinical psychology program at Duke. She is now a full professor at San Diego State University, getting huge grants. She's gotten faculty mentor awards, and she's doing work on Latina health. That is what I mean by for generations. She is now mentoring the next generation. We're all paying it forward. And when you see the faces of these students today, think about where they're going to be 10, 20, 30 years from now, because they will be paying it forward. And a generational change is really what it's all about. And it's important to take the long view. We believe, as in Dr. King's words, that the moral arc of the university is long, sometimes too long, but it does bend towards justice if we keep on pushing, and we will. For me, today is a little bit bittersweet because it's my last one as president of the university, but I want to be clear. I'm going to be out there as a regular person on the dance floor, you know, mixing it up, no question. I'm coming back because this is fun. And it's an incredible honor each year to publicly recognize the incredible work of the Office of Minority Affairs and Diversity. Again, sometimes they work in the background, sometimes it's not obvious the work that they do. Tonight you will see how important it is. And also to celebrate the impact of Friends of the Educational Opportunity Program. It makes a huge difference. Together, you've created countless opportunities for students, and you really embody our promise of access to excellence. So I want to thank you for allowing me to be part of the journey. We focus today on how OMAD is a home for our students. I can tell you when I came here as a brand new faculty member, I interviewed here when I was 29, 38 years ago. I haven't, you know, aged a bit since then. But it was a home for me. There were even less people that looked like me and believed in things like me than then. OMAD was a home. And in fact, at one point, there was one point where I was thinking about, and it was the VP of OMAD, Myra Nepleva, who talked to the provost, who then came in and said, let's work together, we want you to stay. So OMAD is responsible for my being here this long. No question about it, so let's thank OMAD. And your generosity, all of you out there, fuels our ability to do this critical work that is more critical now than ever, and your commitment to our shared vision, values, and future allows us to live up to our values. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and I'll be back.
All right, thank you so much, President Cauce. We look forward to welcoming you back, dance floor and all, next year. At this time, please welcome our amazing presidential scholar, Najmo Abdi. Congratulations. Please join me again in congratulating Najmo Abdi, the 2025 Presidential Achievement Scholar. And thank you again, President Cauce, and congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce our next presenter. He leads university inclusion, diversity, and belonging efforts at the University of Washington, as well as OMAD programs and partnerships that broaden college access, student support, and success, that enhance diversity related to teaching and learning. Joining the university in 2016, he has been a highly regarded leader for diversity efforts in higher education for more than 20 years. In addition to his leadership in OMAD, he also serves as the University Diversity Officer. A longtime advocate for access and student success, please join me in welcoming to the podium Vice President of OMAD and University Diversity Officer, Ricky Hall.